Will Kyle Busch's contract situation make 22-6 his final year with RCR? This announcement quiets recent rumors surrounding Kyle Busch's future in NASCAR, at least for now, and confirms that Richard Childress Racing's driver lineup will remain intact for another season. Kyle Busch is one of the most accomplished and recognizable drivers in NASCAR history. He has earned more than 200 victories across the sport's 3 national series and is a 2-time Cup Series champion. His career began in the early 2000s, and over the years he has driven for several of the sport's top organizations. After 15 seasons with Joe Gibbs Racing, where he captured both of his championships, Busch made a major move in 2003 by signing with RCR. He took over the No. 8 car, replacing Tyler Reddick. Busch's first season with RCR started on a high note. He won 3 of the first 13 races in 22-30, picking up victories at Auto Club Speedway, Talladega Superspeedway, and Gateway. That early stretch created excitement and suggested that Busch and RCR could become a formidable pairing. However, after those wins, performance declined. Busch failed to earn another victory for the remainder of the season, and he has not returned to victory lane since. This lack of consistency has become one of the biggest obstacles in the Busch-RCR partnership. Even so, RCR owner Richard Childress has publicly supported Busch. During a recent press conference, Childress praised Busch's work ethic and competitive mindset, saying he appreciates drivers who hate to lose, and noting that the team has been working hard on future improvements. His comments indicate that RCR still believes Busch has what it takes to win, despite the uneven results. From Busch's perspective, his time at RCR has been enjoyable, but demanding. That description reflects the reality of the situation. The relationship began with speed and success, but over the past year the team has struggled, including disappointing finishes and difficulty keeping up with powerhouse organizations such as Hendrick Motorsports, Joe Gibbs Racing, and Team Penske. It's also important to understand that Busch's current deal is not a multi-year commitment. RCR simply exercised a 1-year option that keeps Busch under contract through 2026. This type of agreement is similar to short-term contracts signed by drivers like Daniel Suarez in the past. These deals are often viewed as prove-it contracts, giving both sides flexibility while evaluating whether the partnership should continue long-term. This move also reflects the current NASCAR free agent landscape. At the moment, Busch has limited options elsewhere. Most elite teams already have their rosters locked in. Hendrick Motorsports recently signed William Byron to a long-term extension. Joe Gibbs Racing does not appear to have any openings, and Denny Hamlin's position in the number 11 car seems secure, particularly if sponsorships such as Progressive Insurance remain in place. Team Penske's lineup is also stable. While there has been speculation about Austin Cindric, especially after changes involving his father Tim Cindric, there is no strong indication that his seat is in danger. Trackhouse Racing could potentially have an opening if Daniel Suarez departs, but that situation is uncertain and would not necessarily represent a major upgrade over RCR. As for organizations like Spire Motorsports, those moves would likely be sideways, or even backward, for a driver of Busch's stature. At 40 years old, Busch is still considered capable of competing at a high level. Drivers such as Kevin Harvick and Mark Martin continued winning well into their 40s, and Busch could realistically have several competitive seasons remaining. However, his salary presents a challenge. As a future Hall of Famer with more than 200 National Series wins, Busch commands a significant paycheck. Some teams may be reluctant to spend that kind of money on an older driver when younger, more affordable options, like Core, Heim, or Connor Zilisch, are emerging as future stars. This financial reality makes it more difficult for Busch to land with a top-tier team, even if his talent remains unquestioned. Younger drivers often offer long-term upside, both competitively and commercially. As teams prioritize development and marketability, veteran drivers face fewer opportunities, especially if they aren't winning consistently. Still, remaining with RCR gives Busch a legitimate chance to compete. While RCR may not be on the same level as Hendrick, Gibbs, or Penske, it is still a playoff-capable organization. The team has solid equipment, capable leadership, and enough resources to challenge top teams on certain weekends. If Busch and RCR can improve their week-to-week performance, wins, and possibly another championship run, are not out of the question. In 2023 and 2024, Busch's performance fell short of what fans had come to expect. One major reason is the next-gen car, introduced in 2002. This car differs greatly from the vehicles Busch dominated in earlier in his career. His aggressive driving style, which involves pushing the car hard and running it loose, does not align well with how the next-gen car performs. Busch has acknowledged that he is still working to fully adapt. Another challenge is the lack of practice time. Before the pandemic, drivers often had 2 to 3 hours of practice each race weekend. That time was crucial for drivers like Busch, who rely on seat time, feedback, and adjustments. Today, teams typically receive around 20 minutes of practice, which severely limits preparation. With such a short window, it's difficult to experiment with setups or dial in the car. Busch has always depended on communication and refinement, and limited practice makes that much harder. Team strength is another factor. Joe Gibbs Racing is one of NASCAR's premier organizations, with extensive resources, deep engineering support, and advanced data systems. RCR, while still respected, is Gen. Rally viewed as a step below. The team lacks the same depth in technology and personnel. Although RCR has made notable hires, such as Richard Boswell and Johnny Klausmeier, they have missed out on elite talent like Rodney Childers. This highlights the challenges they face in closing the gap to top teams like Hendrick and Penske. Geography also plays a role. Most NASCAR teams are located in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, while RCR operates out of Welcome, North Carolina. That distance can make it harder to recruit and retain top-level talent, as some personnel are unwilling to relocate or commute. Busch has said he wants to spend more time at the shop, which is encouraging, but it also underscores how RCR's location can be a disadvantage. Regarding RCR's driver lineup, the team has confirmed that Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon will remain in their Cup Series seats for the 2025 season. However, this is not a long-term commitment. It simply reflects the use of Busch's existing contract option. This stands in contrast to long-term deals like William Byron's extension with Hendrick Motorsports, which signals strong confidence. In Busch's case, the short-term deal suggests uncertainty on both sides. This situation also impacts RCR's younger drivers. Austin Hill, now 31, has found success in the Xfinity Series, but his window to move up to the Cup Series is shrinking. Jesse Love, meanwhile, is much younger and still developing. He has made limited Cup starts, including one incident